There's basically 4 ways to enter. There's handbrake, clutch kick, power over, and then the feint, which is the gangster one. Clutch kick is generally where you're gonna start. That's how you're gonna learn to enter. So clutch kick, you're basically going to the corner, you're disrupting, you're hitting the clutch and disrupting the powertrain, chirping the wheels, and then getting on throttle, and that's entering. Now, handbrake entry, you're basically coming in down the straight, lining yourself up, and you're just pulling the handbrake and kind of letting that back end slide out, and then getting on power and going. And then the power over can't necessarily be done with every car, but with a little more powerful car, it can. All you're basically doing is just using the throttle to chirp the wheels. So really, all 3 of these are just disrupting that grip, right? Now, feint entry, though, is really, you're using the inertia of the car, the power of the car to do it. So we're gonna show you the handbrake, clutch kick, and power over entries first, and then we'll go over the feint entry. We're gonna be coming down the straight. Cool thing about handbrake is you can go pretty much as fast as you want because you're gonna slow down a lot with the handbrake. So what you're essentially doing is coming down the straight, lining up for that corner. Now you're clutching in, pulling the handbrake, and then at kind of the right moment where the car goes out and kind of when you wanna get on power and you're ready to go around the corner, you're gonna let out the clutch and get on the throttle, and you're just gonna gas it and drift through that corner. So handbrake entries are really cool. One thing I wanna say though is for you beginners and even intermediate guys, wait on using your handbrake. Like, try to get this feint entry down, get these other entries down. They're much harder. Handbrake is just, it's kind of a cheat. It's easy, it's a great tool. It is necessary for certain corners for sure, but generally when you're getting started, just avoid the handbrake at all costs. And you can watch some of our other videos, we talk about the handbrake a lot. Now the clutch kick entry, clutch kick, you're basically lining up, coming down the straight. For this video, we're not gonna do any kind of feint entry with the clutch, but you can start combining them, which gets really fun. With the clutch kick, you'd basically just be coming into the corner and you're gonna be on throttle, not all the way down to the floor, but you're just gonna kind of bump that clutch in, disrupt the power, let it swing out, and then at the right moment, get back on the throttle and then drift through the corner. Power over entry, same thing. We're always coming down the straight. We're doing a lot of that. So we're coming down the straight, right? This one, again, if you don't do any kind of feint or clutch kick and it's purely power over, it's gonna require a little more powerful car or one with not a lot of grip, because all we're gonna do basically is start turning into the corner and then we're just gonna mash on the throttle, and that's gonna hopefully swing that back end out. Again, wait till it kind of catches and then get on throttle and gas through the corner. All right, so that was the clutch kick, power over, and handbrake entry. So for the feint entry, we're gonna talk about this in much more detail. Some of those other ones we have gone over, so look through our how-to playlist, and you can see each one of those entries in more detail. Feint entry is where it gets super fun. So feint entry, or the Scandinavian Flick, as a lot of you guys like to call it, you're basically, again, coming down the straight. This time we're ripping though. This is how the pros do it, all right? So we are going to, let's say we're doing this right-hand corner. So we're gonna kind of start track left. We're coming down the straight. What we're gonna kind of do is go right and then go back left really hard. That's gonna kick that back end out and then whip it all the way around. And then we can kind of let it float. If we do it good enough and do it fast enough, we'll actually get kind of a float effect. We'll do kind of a straight line, similar to what a handbrake would do, where we're carrying so much more speed. And then we're gonna get back on throttle and go through the corner. Now with the feint entry, you can also add in a clutch kick at some point. So maybe when you go right and then you go left, you could bump the clutch a little bit. You could even pull a little bit of handbrake, but again, handbrake in a feint entry situation would really only be if you're going maybe too fast or you need to adjust your line a little bit. But this is by far the funnest way to enter. Okay, so for the feint entry, you can kind of start track middle, track left. So for the right-hander, right, just wouldn't start on the inside of the corner, right? But depending on how big you go with it and how wide you swing back and forth will kind of depend where you want to set yourself up for the track. As well as if you know, at a certain angle are able to slide it out some, you could get yourself further out to the side of the track. So when you're starting, don't worry about it too much. Just get the motion down. So we're basically going, and again, what we're using the weight of the car. And so drift cars act like a pendulum swing, right? So if we go one way, once we let off power, it's gonna swing back the other way, and it'll kind of continue to do that. And so we're using that and using the weight of the car for our entry. What's so cool about that is we're able to maintain vehicle speed, because anything like a handbrake or hitting brakes, doing like a four-wheel slide, anything like that slows you down some, as well as a clutch kick and power over entry, you just can't go nearly as fast. So we're going, and for a right-hand turn, we're gonna basically swing it left and then crank it right, and that's gonna whip that back end out, and then we can get on throttle. And so again, using the weight, the throttle, you can even touch in a little bit of a clutch kick if you want, but when you're learning it, I would say really focus on that swing and start, light, and then just start chucking it harder and harder and harder, and it's so fun because you can go as fast as you freaking want. You can do it way back, and then you can combine the handbrake and clutch kick if you want to, or get on the brakes a little bit. But yeah, really just focus on using the weight of that car. You can even go down the straight and kind of just go back and forth some and kind of get it to kick back and forth. Let's go do that real quick and we'll show you guys what that looks like. Alrighty guys, well that's the feint entry. Go try it out. Keep it on the track, please. If you guys want to see more how to drift videos, hit that subscribe button. We also do a bunch of automotive parodies. So it's like comedy combined with cars. We do skits. I know I'm not being funny on this video, but I'm telling you guys, I will make you laugh. So go check those videos out. Leave us some comments. Let us know what you guys want to see next. See you guys in a couple days.